Hey guys, Holiday Master here, and I'm back with another how-to. Um, this one will be called "How to Replace a Cheap Fan with a Bass Fan." Um, I've had that question a few times, and I've never really clarified how I do it. I just say I do it. Um, so the inflatable I got today is one of Lutzie's inflatables that we mentioned in the other video, but that other video is like 35 minutes long, so I don't know if this one or that one will upload first. Either way, this is the countdown clock, the Snowman Family countdown clock that he got last year. The fan, it's a double cheap fan. It was acting up, and both fans were like faintly running, and the lights were blinking, and it was just ticking. Well, at his house, it didn't start up, but I just had it running. I had to really shake it to get the both fans running. So what I'm gonna do, even though I got the fans running, they're more than likely gonna keep doing that. And Isaiah already has one cheap fan that he's got to do that with, so I don't want him to have to do it. I'm just gonna give this one a base fan, mainly because of its size. Um, but yeah, so step one here, and you can do this in any order you'd like. Step one was to unzip it and get the cheap fans out just to see where you got to cut the zip ties. And then cut the zip ties and take these fans off. I'm going to do that in a little bit though, because I already started working on the base fan. So for the base fan, this is off of the Grinch Globe from Lucas. The screw holders on this thing are shattered, so I can't give it a base. It's just going to be this. And Lutzy said he's okay with that because he has a few that don't have the base and it's just the fan, and they work fantastic. So what you have to do, now if you already have the base fan, with the base and a proper base and everything, you don't have to do this step. But if you just have the fan, like this was a spare fan, it didn't have no cord, so I put a cord on it, just the normal inflatable cord. You can get these really anywhere. This one's off a spare inflatable, obviously, but eBay mainly probably will have them. I've never really looked for them because I don't know what they're called, but I usually just use spare plugs. So anyway, this one, because it was off a globe, it doesn't just have power and the lights. It has the, this was to the other motor, and that's the other motor there. It broke, and I just cut the propeller out. Pretty much got it. But anyway, so it has three. I'm probably just going to cap this off so it's not, you don't get electrocuted. But this one, with the lights where the lights went, you can get just a simple light strand plug and put this on there. And the reason for that is after I get the fans off, I'm gonna leave the LEDs and everything in there because they run off this cord. Where is it? Off this cheap fan adapter. So the point here is you'll be able to plug this into there and have no issues. It's so much better than just putting the fan on and then having to plug this in somewhere else. A lot of mine have it. It's just, a setup that's easier for me and hopefully easier for others too. So I'm going to go ahead and put this cord on here. And you just bind the wires. I twist them together. And then this is going to be a little difficult since I don't have anyone recording for me. So after you twist the wires together, push them down so they're flat. And then what you do, you take a piece of electrical tape, put over it, unless you have shrink wrap. If you have shrink wrap or the electrical caps, those work too. But like I said, for now, I just got handy dandy electrical tape. So I'm going to put a piece over each, make sure they are secure, and then I'm going to wrap them like this just so they're together, not spread apart. And yeah, we'll go from there. So let me do this step real quick for you. Come on, my scissors are starting to turn to crap. Like I said, you just take this piece of tape, wrap it around, make sure there's no copper wire hanging out. You guys can do that step however you'd like. Now, it's only safe because this is outside, it's not inside. If it was something, you know, used frequently inside, then I would not do this. So, I'm gonna wrap this up, like I said, just to, again, mainly secure it. So there you go. And then if you want, you can make sure it works. Plug the fan in. So I know the fan works, but we'll see. You know, plug this. And boom. So yeah, so I know it works. So now I can unplug this. And then before I set this aside, I'm gonna just block off this just so if Isaiah or myself grab it, we won't get shocked. Which, I might sound stupid, but trust me, both of us have done it before, so yeah, there's that. So now we can set the base fan aside. And then the cheek fans, like I said, double cheek fan. We can pull it up here and pull them out through the zipper. So then, this, you know, these are all light strands and everything. Pretty sure this is what one has. So you gotta find where power cord. Okay, so the power cord is right here. So pretty much you just want to take the fans off and then rewire everything else back together so the LEDs work and the countdown clock works. I'm actually going to pause the video here, do that step, and yeah, I'll be back after this step is complete because I want to work with it first just to make sure I'm doing it right. But yeah, all right guys, I am back. So what I had to do, I ended up just cutting the cord, because the fan actually had like this little loop thing that the cord was, you know, put through. So after I took the fans off, there's the cheap fans there, I had to, you know, cut these two wires off this to get it through and out. But I want to show you guys, this was connected at the fan with the red wire and the black wire, same with this. So instead of cutting everything off and rewiring everything, I just left everything wired and cut the fans off because that is easiest. So yeah, all of that comes down to this. And what I'm going to do next, I'm going to wrap electric tape around this and that just to protect it a little bit. And then I'm going to teach you guys and show you guys what I've been doing recently with this flexible pipe. It is easiest, you know, with a cheap fan for this pipe because you can just put it through the hole where the cheap fan was and zip tie around the rims rather than zip tying around here and it's slipping off half the time. So I'm gonna put my phone back here and do these quick processes. Yeah, so I'll start with, I'll just wrap these up real quick. Like I said, this to me is just much easier than splicing every wire and putting them all back together. Should be good. On to the next one. Thought I heard a car door. Okay, that should be good. So then, now that this is in there, and because these wires stay in the inflatable, and this is what I put on the fan, I am simply going to run this wire through the tube. Where are you? A little bit more. Come on. Oh, come on. It's going to tick me off because it was spliced. It wasn't pushing through. Ah, there we go. So yeah, you want this through, and then you want to splice the wires back together. Now, these black cheap wires for the cheap fans, you will see a little pattern on them. I don't know if the camera won't pick it up, but one side has white dashes and the other one's all black. That's how you know what wires go where, because those should match back up. Because if you don't match them back up, you will have problems with it not working. Learn that the hard way. So just like before, you twist the wires together, flatten them. Now that's just how I do it. Everyone's different, you know. Split that piece in half. Might seem like there's a lot of electrical tape involved, but it's worth it. So again, just like before, now that they're like that, you can wrap them together. All these wires will stay in the inflatable like I mentioned before. So there's that, guys. Now this can go back, actually put it through the hole, find where the fans were, there. That way you don't have any extra cords running anywhere, and it keeps things simple. Let's twist it all up. Of course it's twisted. So there. So now I can zip the zipper up. I'll show you guys. Sorry, this is like a step-by-step thing. So now you got this tube, and then with the wire through it. So this tube will be zip tied here. This hole where the other fan was will be zip tied shut. And then this is what gets connected to the base fan. And like before, I'm going to cut the video here, get that all done, and then show you guys how I did it. Hey guys, Holiday Master here, and I'm back. So the reason I didn't want to record that is because it's difficult to hook the two. Now, of course, there's probably way more easier ways than I do it. Get out of there, dog hair. But because I just started with this, what I do, I line it up the best I can, and I wrap it with electrical tape, so it's not coming off there. But like I said, there's probably way easier ways than this. So like I said, it's so much easier here because that ain't coming off. And I know I've zip tied this to this before and it pops off. But yeah, so I don't know where you can get this tube. I got it for free. But yeah, probably warehouses or something. But anyway, so the other hole, I haven't fully, I have not fully shut it off just in case it's too much air pressure. There's still a little bit of air able to come out. And I'm going to leave this on here for Isaiah and tell him that, because if he wants it to inflate tight without exploding, because the zipper does still work, he can just zip, and not worry about this area. So I'm going to pause the video again. I'm sorry I keep pausing, but it'll all be put together. I just wanted to show you guys, this is the turnout, and here's the plug, and I have it wrapped around. The back side comes out there. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys that setup real quick. And again, I'll be right back. I'm going to clean my room and hopefully have an area to put these up in. So yeah, I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so I inflated this in my room and it was just too big for my room, mainly because it's wide. So I brought it out here just to show you. Now, sorry the camera is shaking. The wind is calm and then there's gusts. So yeah, hopefully my stand doesn't fall. If it does, I'll fix it. So without further ado, I'm going to go plug these in and then stand with them until they're inflated, because like I said, the wind. Yeah, I just want to show you guys. Now, when this thing's inflated, the fan actually lifts up, so it gets the proper airflow. But until then, I'm probably just going to, boof it up with my foot, just so it gets the right amount of air. So without further ado, I mean, just for its pure size, it takes a little bit to inflate, but once it's inflated, it's tightly inflated. Actually, I can just stick the own plug under it. So hopefully I'll be able to get these back to Lutzy here this week, and he can put these back up. The other one was that rotating globe he got. It just needed sewn shut on the back. The zipper busted open. Other than that, it's still like it was in the other video, so nothing wrong with it. But yeah. Now, the days, it's not 98 days. We've just not messed with it because the fan, they burn up. So, yeah. Now, I was thinking about it. I know there's a Santa with a countdown. It would be really cool to get a countdown inflatable. I never really thought of it. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool to get one, so maybe I'll look for one here. Or if Isaiah doesn't want this one, maybe he'll trade this one or something. I'm not worried about it now since it's already December, but I was just thinking about that. It'd be very cool to have a countdown inflatable, because I don't have one of them. Like I said, guys, sadly, because of its size, it is very slow. But it does inflate. That's the goal, for it to inflate. It's getting chilly with this wind. I don't know if we're supposed to have rain or not tonight. The clouds are getting big and black. Well, gray, but kind of black. So hopefully it's not windy, it's just rain. Come on. Honestly, for this thing's pure size, it should have had a bigger fan to begin with instead of two cheap fans. I mean, I get it's not Jimmy and off-brands don't usually do that, but see what it looks like on camera here. Oh yeah, it looks good. Give it another minute here, because this does pull down because the all right, guys, that's pretty much it. So yeah, I was happy I was able to fix this for Lutzy, and like I said, I hope to get it back to him and he can put it up again, because he already had it up in his display, but it bit the dust. So yeah. Now with the thing up front, it does lean a little bit, I noticed, but it's also not anchored in. Timber, maybe. But yeah, I wouldn't mind having one. It would look good right there. So thank you guys so much for watching, and peace out.